What up, gamers? I'm Jason, and today on Dice and Dragons, I am filled and surrounded with turtle power as I'm going to be diving in and unboxing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first of the Adventures Universal Game System. We've got multiple games in front of us, that's right. Changes Constant is a separate box from City Fall. They are each standalone games. You can actually mix this with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that hit Kickstarter earlier. This is a Kickstarter all-in pledge. So as you can see, we've got the Secret History of the Foot Clan expansion, as well as the stretch goals. You will also be seeing the small box expansions as well. This is going to be covering everything. So the video will be timestamped. Take a look down below in the video description. You can take a look just at Changes Constant or City Fall, or just the stretch goals, depending on what you'd like to see. Now, this is published by IDW Games, as the IDW Comics publishing company is currently running Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is the first of the Adventures Universal Game System. Batman is currently running on Kickstarter right now, and the game is designed by Daniel Landsdowne and Pete Walsh, with the original game system designed by Kevin Wilson. Now, what are you going to be doing in this game? Well, you will either be playing cooperatively or competitively. In a co-op scenario, you will take on the villains with 1 to 4 characters, and hopefully you're going to win the day. In the competitive mode, one player will run the villains while the others play the heroes in a one versus many type game. Now, with that being said, I think I've talked enough about what you can expect to see in these boxes. So let's dive in and see what's inside. We're probably going to have to go down into the sewers to get into all of this stuff. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles City Fall. So we do have the adventure comic. Now this comic, I don't like it. It's a little flimsy. A lot flimsier than what I like for my type of rule books, but aesthetically, very cool. I like the layout. Everything's clear. And this looks to be where we've got all of our scenarios for the City Fall game, and even a little bit of a comic book story, which I think is definitely pretty cool. We'll slide the box over and keep that nearby. Now the rule book, well, feels to be of a similar quality. It is a little bit higher quality than the adventure book. So we've got everything that we need to set up the competitive mode, layout. We've got the cooperative mode. What I was just saying, there's layout on the rule book is lacking a little bit of flavor when you're comparing it to the adventure comic, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Everything's in here. It's concise. Looks fairly clear, so no confusion with regards to the layout. Now, we've got our minis, and the tray is sealed. Okay, so let's take a look. So far, we really seem to have a lot of fairly similar minis. Go. Put that off to the side. And let's see what we got. So we do have some different members of the Foot Clan. We got this guy with two sides. We've got a guy with the classic sickle and chain. Very cool. We've got certain characters with spears. Now, I was going to say members of the Foot Clan, but they do not look like Foot Clan members. We've got Shredder himself, very cool. Not that much detail on the mini compared to some from other companies, but still you can tell exactly who he is and that he is the Shredder. I believe this is Karai, but not 100% certain. I do like the fact that she's got a bow and arrow. I'm guessing we've got April O'Neil right here. Pretty cool. Here we've got Bebop and Rocksteady. Where's Rocksteady? Oh, this is Rocksteady. Where's Bebop? Tell me he's on another area. So we've got Slash, the turtle right here. We've got Rocksteady. Unfortunately, I thought we would have Bebop as well in the same area, but gotta go with space, not with what's thematic. So I'm not too sure who this character is. I'm drawing a blank. He may be from the new comics, which I do not know as well as the classic comics and the show. Here we've got some more just standard minions. Now, I definitely do not recognize this character with the gun, but definitely very cool. We got one of our first turtles, so it looks like we've got Leonardo right here. And he's definitely in that getup that you can see from the cover of City Fall. Now, he definitely does look like Leonardo, but I'm not sure I like the proportions of the turtle figure. Now, actually, you know what? This is April O'Neil, I think, here, unless we've got two different characters. So we've got two female characters. Maybe it's different versions of Karai. Not quite sure. Ah, there he is. We've got Bebop with a chainsaw. Not a big fan of how that just looks, but I'm sure with some good painting, he'd look great. But definitely, overall, love the face and the mini. And then here we've got, and I'm trying to be careful for his tail, we do have Master Splinter. That's what we have in this first tray of minis. We'll put that down right here. Now we have all the tokens here in plastic wrap. I gotta say, boo. We get enough plastic in games. We do not need to have our tokens sealed up in plastic wrap. Here we've got pizzas. I'll actually put those over here. KO markers. Looks to be some weapon markers, specifically for the different turtle spawn points. And as I've not yet played the game or gone through the rules, not sure what all the tokens are. Looks like all the tiles are going to be down there. So we've got some different barricades, signs. Looks to be like fires, sewer manhole covers. Then we've got some cars and looks to be like some civilians or potential villains. So we do have some reference cards here. Now this, I'll keep the plastic for this because I like keeping them all in one spot. So we do get the cooperative mode villain control board, and then just explanation how to use the villain deck in competitive mode. And we do get two of those. Not sure why there's two. And then we get two reference sheets. We have a terrain and color guide on the back. And then we've got general terms and icons guide. Now these are good quality. I do have a laminator, so I'd consider laminating them, but I don't think that you need it. Laminating them will just keep them in better shape a little longer and mean I won't be struggling to put them into plastic. So actually, you know what? I'm not going to keep them in the plastic. That extra little lip there was just too much of a pain, even though it's not much. So here we've got the tiles. Now I do applaud this. Paper, much better than plastic. So we have a whole slew of double-sided tiles. We get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Everything looks fairly good. Some of the tiles aren't the most detailed compared to what I've seen in some other games recently, but they definitely do serve their purpose. We've got the round markers. I'm not going to open up the bag. I'm guessing this is for the heroes. I do really like this. We do have some plastic bags to sort and store our tokens. Not sure what. Oh, round tracker. So for heroes and villains. Now here we've got all of the different heroes. I'm guessing we got some villains as well. So we got Angel Bridge from the Purple Dragons, April O'Neil. So maybe that was Angel Bridge we were looking at earlier. We've got Old Hob. Slash, Splinter, Foot Clan Ninjas, so looks to cover like a lot of them. They're the Foot Elite, so they are foot soldiers, the guys with the spears. Foot Bruiser with the chain sickle. Karai with the bow and arrow. Leonardo leading the Foot Clan. Shredder. So this is the Purple Dragons gang. And this is Hun the Purple Dragons gang leader. So we have Bebop, Rocksteady, Master Splinter. Slash is unaffiliated. We've got another Purple Dragon gang member, Purple Dragon leader. And it looks like we're actually going back around here. So that's what we have in City Fall. Take a look at the decks of cards that we get. So as you can see, there's definitely a lot of content for the games. Now, unfortunately, that's just not coming apart very easily. So I have to get it open from the top. That's disappointing. I really wish companies would improve the way that they do shrink package cards. Yeah, as you can see, the tab just didn't even come out. So I have to rip it from the top. Not that bad, but when I'm doing an unboxing like this, it does mean that I waste some time. Even then, sometimes it's not that easy to get done with teeth, but there we go. So we've got decks for different characters. Angel Bridge, April O'Neil. Take a look at what it looks like on the back. So we do get to see their characters. Old Hob. So as a hero. And Slash, his deck. So we've got all these different character decks. Master Splinter. And then here looks to be all the different sort of Foot Clan cards. And I'm guessing that that's what we're going to be getting in these two packs of cards here. Hopefully they'll open up a little easier than the other ones. Oof. Yeah, just not put together as a very user-friendly opening experience. So yeah, once again, all just different Foot Clan cards. They all got the same back. Some seem to be related to different characters. I'm not sure how this is going to come into play during the setup, but we do have a lot of them. Actually, just to remind myself where the hero cards are, I will actually flip them over and not have the backs facing up. This packaging is really obnoxious. So here we've got more Foot Clan cards. This time looks to be for Bebop and Rocksteady. We've got some ally cards. So Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, Casey Jones, Alopex, Savate, Kitsune. Now we don't have any of these minis, so I'm wondering if we need to use one of the other games to get them. So we've got, looks to be maybe some turn order cards. That's how things are going to be activating as we play the game. So not quite sure what these are, but pretty sure it'll be fairly easy to figure out once we get into the rules. Let's see about getting this stack of hero and villain cards back into the plastic packaging, if it's easy or if it's something that I should... Well, look, you know what? It rips. It's sticking. Just going to put them in a larger bag. So let's get everything back in the box. And then we're going to keep on going with our unboxing of this TMNT City Fall Changes Content, the Adventure System games, the All-In Pledge. We're going to just keep on moving through all of this content. So there you have it. You've now seen what we have in the box for City Fall. And we'll be coming right back at you with Change is Constant next. So keep it right here, and I'll be right back. Now, before I move away from City Fall, I realized as I was filming Change is Constant, so you'll hear me reference that as I'm showing the dice for Change is Constant, that I neglected to showcase the dice that we get. So we do get some hero dice. You can tell by their different color. So we've got brown, yellow, purple, and pink for the heroes. And then we've got these two different type of black dice that we're going to be using for the villains. I'm guessing it's for the villains. It might just be generic dice that we have to use as well. I'm thinking that one of them is specifically for Leonardo, but there you have it quickly. You've now seen the dice that are in City Fall, and you can just pay no attention to me talking about forgetting the dice during the Changes Constant unboxing, and keep it right here as we're moving on right now. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Change is Constant. So this time it looks like we've got our 4 turtles. Once again, we do have an adventure comic. This time we do have part 1 and part 2. Similar quality to the other one, whereas it feels like a comic book. It does feel fairly fragile. So very cool. And as you can see, there's Alopex. So we will definitely have the minis that we're missing from City Fall. We do have another full rule book, as these are sold as 2 separate games. So keep that in mind. Rule book is laid out similar, just with some different coloring to help distinguish it. We'll get the tabs off. And take a look at the minis. Now let's just slide everything over. Didn't realize I placed that stuff off camera. Here we've got some foot minions with a katana. We've got a whole lot of mousers. So I'll lift that close to the camera. Hopefully you can see. Not too much detail, but works perfectly for the mousers. We've got the big bad giant mouser here, who doesn't look scary. Wouldn't want to meet him in an alley. Now we've got our heroes. We've got Mikey with his nunchucks and the skateboard. Love the pose for the hero. We've got Alopex, character that I'm not familiar with, but is in the new comics. Trying to place them back properly. We've got Raphael, always my favorite character. Don't know why. I was just always drawn to him. Enjoyed him. We've got what looks to be, I believe it's Baxter Stockman, who is leading all the mousers. There's a character that I do not recognize. Sure, we'll see them when we go through the cards. Well, it looks to be just like a gang member. I wonder if this is Old Hob, but you know, as an evil version of him, or we had a hero version last time. Casey Jones, really enjoy the mini, like the details on him. Not super detailed, but just like, you know, all the different baseball bats, everything that he's using. Definitely feels like the character from the comics and the show. Here we've got Leonardo, looking all badass and heroic instead of all Foot Clanned out. And then we've got, of course, Donatello. I do like how his bandana is just flying. It's pretty cool. And it's the same with all of the turtles. I like that little bit of extra effect that they do. And then, yeah, this was the same mini that we saw earlier. So we've now taken a look at all the miniatures that you're going to be seeing in Changes Constant. So we'll start getting into the tokens, and we'll move through this stuff faster than the previous time, because I'm sure we're going to see a lot of stuff doubled up since they are two separate games. So once again, pizzas, KO tokens, same tokens as before. And these look a little different and more set up for like the missions with maybe some trash mousers, doors you got to open in buildings. Once again, fire. These look to be like some computer terminals, containers. Very similar designs to what we had last time, but we didn't have any ooze or, I believe, air conditioning units. We've got police cars, larger things like trailers. So very similar to what was there before. Now, I've already unboxed this, but we'll do it again just because get rid of the packaging. So this time once again we get two: cooperative, competitive mode, reference sheets, general terms and icons guide, as well as and I'm throwing it for some reason, the terrain color guide. So we've got tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it does seem like there may be less tiles in this one than in the previous game. And everything, once again, is all double-sided. So we got some different hero markers, green. And you know what? I didn't take a look at these last time as just a lot of content. So let's take a look at them this time. We do have dice, as you can see, for the heroes and the villains. I may quickly, after I get this unboxed, just grab... I know what, it's not that big of a deal. You're able to see the dice. I'll just mention it when I go to editing, that I neglect to showcase the dice for City Fall. But there you have it. Different dice, hero dice, and then the white and the black ones look to be standard. Get them all back in the bag. That's the one pain with the unboxing dice. They do tend to go a little bit everywhere when you're trying to put them away. We do once again have bags. We've got the hero and villain cards. So Leo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, Casey Jones. So they were just unidentified, well, unaffiliated thugs that we might run into. So that's what we're looking at. There's Old Hob as a bad guy. The Mousers, the Mega Mouser, Baxter Stockman, Foot Ninjas. We've got Alopex. And then just some more thugs, Old Hob, Mousers, Mega Mouser. So we got some doubles of some of the stuff. I'm not sure if there's different stats. Take a look quickly. So Baxter Stockman, Alopex. Yeah, there's different stats, so they get more difficult as things go along. So that's why we've got different versions of them. We have another round tracker. Oh, this package, I thought it was already opened. It does feel looser than the other one, so maybe it's not going to be nearly as big of a pain to get open. And so far it is opening up a little easier. Still not quite well done. Still better than what we had with City Fall. So we've got Leonardo's cards, Donatello's cards. You can see the backs. Raphael's, Michelangelo and Casey Jones. Well, there's Mikey. You can see Casey. Then we start getting just the foot cards, and all the other foot cards we're going to have here are going to be related to the enemies. So once again, just more foot cards. As you can see, you've got Old Hob, the Mouser. So everything related to bad guys. And then we've got one last stack of cards related to the bad guys. And then we'll be ready to move on to the next box, which will be the secret history of the Foot Clan. And then we'll start taking a look at the mini add-ons that we also have for the game. So a whole slew more bad guy cards. Then we do get ally cards, so all the content that can be used. Looks like I did not see any Woody Durkins or Harold Liljaw. That's really hard to say, but I'm guessing we can use, there may be some tokens, but here's all the stuff that we can use. And then we have some turn order cards, just like in City Fall. So let's get everything back in the box. And then we'll continue on with our unboxing as we're going to be moving into the secret history of the Foot Clan box. So keep it right here as we'll be back in a flash. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret History of the Foot Clan. Now we've got the Secret History of the Foot Clan adventure comic. So you'll notice there is no rule books, no changes to the rules. We do get some details as to what the miniatures are. And then we get some fun story, as well as everything that we need to embark on this story. We've got some tokens. I'm guessing that we don't necessarily have all of the minis then, unless we happen to maybe purchase some of the helpful expansion packs. Now we don't get too many tiles here. We've got only 3 double-sided tiles. Does look like there may be a component that takes place in the future then. There's only these 3 tiles. We have our hero and villain cards. So Orokusaki, Shredder as a hero, Hamato Yoshi, Foot Elite, Foot Ninja, Evil Shredder, Orokusaki, Krang as a demon, Harder Foot Elites, Harder Foot Ninjas, another Harder Shredder. So not too much content in here, but I'm very interested to see how this all plays with the actual base game. Open up the cards. So here we've got hero cards for Orokusaki, hero cards for Hamato Yoshi. We've got a regroup card, which is new. We've got the Hamato Sons, Kitsune, Iron Demon, the ally cards, Professor Miller, Tang Shen. And then looks to be all the different turn order cards that we'll be using in the game. Now there's a spot here for some cards, but don't see that we have any. We also have 2 extra bags, which is good, but I guess we can fit those tokens in there. Similar dice. That's what we had before. It looks like we're going to be using the black dice from one of the other games, and the white dice will represent the new heroes that we can use for the secret history of the Foot Clan. So we have the Krang as a demon miniature. We've got Kitsune. Now, trying to figure out which is which. I'm guessing that this is Hamato Yoshi, and this is Orokusaki. So very cool. I do like how they look fairly similar. I do like the overall setup of the mini. Yeah, doesn't seem to want to go back. There we go. Then we got the Yamato sons, who clearly are based on the turtles. So this guy looks like Mikey, Donatello, Leo, and Raphael. But they're the Hamato sons. They're not the turtles. Just remember that. So there you have it. You've now seen what's in the box for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret History of the Foot Clan. Now, keep it right here, as we'll be coming back at you with the retail level expansion packs that should be out shortly that you can buy for the game. I will start at taking a look with the Stan Sakai pack and the Deviations pack. Now, I may not rebox these because I don't intend to keep these packs stored separately. They're going to be stored with the main game. So let's see what we've got. So we do get 3 new dice, 3 new white dice. I'm guessing that is for not the turtles, but the other guy, Usagi Yojimbo. Let's take a look at the hero cards. So we get a new Donatello, new Leonardo, new Michelangelo, new Raphael, and Miyamoto Usagi. I always thought it was Usagi Yojimbo, but maybe, well, Yojimbo. So there you go. I guess I just changed the name. And he's got a pretty cool special ability, it looks like, here. You've got his cards. So all of his hero cards, and then just the new turn order cards that match the new art, as well as the new character. So let's take a look at the new minis. So we've got Raphael. We've got Michelangelo. Just don't like how those nunchucks come out, but that's the job. He's definitely sitting in there a little odd. I wonder if this looks like it's a little bent, but that's how he's sitting. We've got Usagi. Pretty cool, except for the bent sword. Here we've got Leo. And we've got Donatello. So that's what we get in the Stan Sakai Deviations pack. Let's see how easy it is to rebox. It's not that difficult, but it's still a pain in the butt. And as I mentioned before, I'm definitely, see, look, pop Mikey out. I definitely will not be keeping this packaging. There's plenty of room for this in the other Adventure Series box. So let's take a look at the Deviations pack. So we do get a new adventure comic with this one, which is sweet. So explains the introduction, what's going on. Pretty cool. Looks like it's a very short adventure. Just put that off to the side. Make sure it stays on camera. So here we've got Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo looking like bad guys, harder versions of the bad guys. And looks like we're back at the start as we've got 2 versions of each of them. So we're going to get a whole slew of Evil Foot Clan cards and turn order cards here. So all the foot related cards, and then a regroup and new initiative cards. Let's take a look at the miniatures. Here we've got Mikey. Definitely a very cool version of him. We've got Leonardo with his claws. looking just a little bit like Shredder. Here we've got Raphael. And lastly, we got Donatello. So let's put that adventure comic back here. See how well this goes back in the box. This is definitely the kind of stuff you won't want to keep long term. That one went in just a little bit easier. So we've taken a look at these first round of retail packages. Now we'll be coming at you with 2 more. Then we'll take a look at some of the Kickstarter stretch goals. Keep it right here. We'll be back in a flash. Now let's take a look at the next set of expansion packs for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Universal Adventure System game. So we'll start with Loner Raph, who looks just sort of like he did in the movie. So we do get just, I'm not going to open this up because it's just a new turn order card. Let's see. Then we have a new hero card for him. So I might as well just open these things up as gotta come out anyway. So I'm not sure what the new rules are for Loner Raph. But it looks like he's got more action dice as a loner. So interesting. Not quite sure if he's just a lot more powerful, because right there it seems like he's fairly powerful just from reading that loner ability. So these are the 2 new pieces of content we get. We do get a new mini for Raph that definitely harkens a little bit back to TMNT the movie. And as he will have 6 action dice, you do get 3 more action dice for him. So pretty sure I know where this is going to get sorted into. Probably the changes constant box with all the rest of the Turtles content. So that's going to be the one thing, is really how to sort of sort and rebox the game so that it takes up the least amount of space possible. So there's Loner Raph. Now we've got the Savage Slash Pack. And really it's just another mini for Slash. So cool mini. A little bit more detail, like the look of it, but at this point we didn't get a little bit of something else. So to be honest, I'm just going to get rid of that right now. This mini itself will be easy enough to sort. So let's take a look. Actually, I'll just move Raph off camera as well. Let's open up the Villain Upgrade Pack and see what we got. So with the Villain Upgrade Pack, we do get a whole ton of dice, all different colors. Let's take a quick look at them. As Sammy G would have said, we've got a ton. I said shed. I meant to go said. We got a ton of delicious dice, lots of color, everything relating to the new villains that we can play. I'll put that back in the bag in a moment. Let's open up this Villain Upgrade Pack. So with this, now everything that we want to play some harder villains. Bebop, Rocksteady, the Foot Clan, Han, Purple Dragons. We do get some different leaders. So I'm guessing some of this stuff can be used as well in the skirmish mode. Oh, and this was sealed well. Then we get some hero cards actually for Shredder, Karai, Bebop, Rocksteady, just generic Foot Ninjas, our leader of the Purple Dragons, Purple Dragon Henchmen. Maybe they're just to go from the back, actually. And then lastly, Baxter Stockman. And of course, just some new turn order cards. there you have it. This is what comes in the villain upgrade pack. Probably going to try to keep this separate when I go ahead and rebox it, but it should not be too difficult. So now we've taken a look at all of these different small expansion packs that you can get for the TMNT Universal Adventure System games. So what we'll then do is take a look at one last piece of content that was sent separately, as well as the Kickstarter stretch goals, and then I'll be coming back at you after that with a quick outro. For those of you that have stuck with it all the way, thank you very much. I know that our unboxings can get a little long-winded, especially, well, not a little long-winded, they're very long-winded, especially when we are going through the full Kickstarter version of a game. Now I'm not going to bother getting this back, whatever. Just to make it look clean, get it back in the box. You're good to go. And keep it right here, as I'll be right back with the stretch goals. Now let's unbox the stretch goals for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Adventures in this Universal Game System by IDW. And before we do that, we also have these, which were included separately in the box. And take a look at what we've got for the tokens. Well, it just looks to be like we've got some dials, probably for health, things like that, just to make tracking easier. Now, don't worry, you do get the components to put them together. So let's open up this stretch goal box. Now, I must say I would have much rather had something that was a little more detailed. Now, I did take a quick peek before doing the unboxing, and being very careful with it because of the quality of the adventure books, and I just don't like how it was sitting in this stretch goal box. As you can see, it's a little bent, a little damaged, so not a biggest fan as to how that works, but you can see we've got an adventure comic for the stretch goals, so which is really cool. This I'm going to be packing up in another box. It's not going to stick with the stretch goals, just to keep it in good condition. Now, some of the tiles did slide out, but first and foremost, let's take a look at, you know what? We're going to come back to the miniatures. Let's take out what's underneath, because there's just a ton of different stretch goals, and having the cards as a pre-reference to what we've got should be fairly helpful. Now, like I said, the tiles did come out, so I'll throw that away. So with regards to what we do get 2 additional tiles for the game. We also get some dual layered dashboards, which I do think are pretty cool. So there's quite a few of them, almost one for each game. I believe there's 8 of them. So we do get these nice dual layer character boards. I'll set these tiles off to the side as we're taking a look at what we've got. So we do have Alopex as a hero. Let me just double check. Yep, these are for the characters, so very cool. We have Koya, Loner Raphael. So you do get him, but it doesn't look like you got the miniature in this one. Pigeon Pete, Baxter Stockman, Flyborgs. Yes, and this is the mutated Baxter Stockman. Some Flying Mousers, Koya as a Foot Clan leader, Foot Assassins, Leatherhead, Metalhead, Scratch, the Stranger, Worm, Savate Ninja, Victor, the Rat King, some harder version of the Flyborgs, Mousers, and the other characters. So lots of good stuff, as you can see in the stretch goals. We do get a few more bags. Now, I haven't seen any tokens in this, so it's nice to have the extra bags to help sorting things, but they're not needed presently. Now we do get more colored dice. So we get them in purple and turquoise now for the new heroes that are included in this stretch goal box. We'll put the dice away, take a quick look at the cards, then we'll stack everything up and take a look at the miniatures. Let's get this card pack opened up. So we do have the new hero cards for Alopex, Koya. So, I'm just going to go from the back. I think it's a little easier. We do have a new Leonardo card. And then we've got for the Pigeon Hero, I'm drawing a blank on his name. I will look it up in just a second. And then all of the related foot cards for the villains. Put that away. And so our new Pigeon Hero is Pigeon Pete. So more foot cards, then have some new ally cards. Now we've been seeing these are the initiative cards. We did see a fair bit of ally cards. I'm wondering if there's anything that was missing, if they'll all be available in this stretch goal stack of minis that we have. So you can see everything. Now I'm wondering what, looks like the stranger has some special abilities on their initiative card. So pretty cool. Overall, can't complain too much about what we've got in here. I do love the fact that we've got these player boards. Always enjoyed that when games provide them for us. Now let's take a look at the miniatures. And then we will, as you can see, it doesn't quite fit like over the top, but well enough for stretch goal packaging. Now we're just going to have to undo the tab on the side. And get the minis opened up. Yeah, it doesn't really sit very well. So here we've got, of course, Leatherhead. Cool miniature. Like the way he looks. We've got the Flying Mousers. Now they're fairly sturdy, just I'd be careful with them as they are definitely breakable. We've got the Flyborgs for Baxter Stockman. Some new Foot Clan. So pretty cool. Or this could be the Savate Ninjas. This could be the foot guys here. Actually, this looks more like the foot. We've got Baxter Stockman himself in his fully mutated form. Here we've got Koya. So pretty cool. I love the wingspan. There's definitely some nice texturing and detail on the wings if you do decide to paint the character. We've got the villainous Worm. Now, I do not recognize this character. It's probably from the new comics or some of the older ones I never read. We do have Pigeon Pete, our new hero. Looks to be another one of the ninjas, one of the leaders. Not quite sure. We've got Metalhead. So, pretty cool. Would love to have seen a little bit more detail and texturing on the front of the mini. Next, we've got the Rat King. You can check out the Rat King. Pretty cool. I love all of the rats around him. Then we've got Alopex as a hero character. And then the last miniature type we haven't looked at, the last character, is the Stranger. So there you have it. We've now fully unboxed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures for IDW's Universal Game System. Now I'll be packaging everything back up in the stretch goal box, except, as I mentioned, for the stretch goals. Actually, you know what? Doing that standing up is just a recipe for disaster. Do our best to do it while it's on its side. Except for the adventure comic book, which I'm going to box up in another game box, just so that it won't get damaged over time. There you have it. Now keep it right here, as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video will be released. Also, down below in the video description, there are links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So if you want to see us playing Changes Constant or City Fall, you want to see some great Turtles versus Foot Clan action, well, when we get this game to the table, well, games to the table, the pictures will be up there. Also popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previous content. One will be to our most recent upload, while the other will eventually be to one of these games. But for the moment, it'll probably take you back to another big box campaign style game. And don't forget, keep playing games.